Alright. So, ladies and gentlemen, or if you really want to know who I think my demographic is, lady and gentlemen, I'm going to be doing some stuff.
Cue the ghetto intro.
So, here's what I got. I've got new fuel injectors that are a little bit bigger. I've got 8 platinum alloy NGK plugs. I've got a K&N performance fuel filter, because I think mine's kind of, yeah. And last but not least, it's covered. Last but not least, new ignition coils as well. Alright, so, yes, I cleaned it a lot. Made sure everything was nice and shiny and clean. Appropriately so. Now then, of course, fresh oil change at work. Making sure it's running the way it should. Now, the first step of what I'm going to be doing is, of course, I have to depressurize my fuel rail in order to put on these new injectors. So, that being said, I'll show you a little trick on how to do something like that. Alright, so, got a fuel pump shutoff switch right here. It's basically the inertia switch, if you will, and it's pressed down by default, so, wrong way. So, what you will need, of course, get yourself one of these flathead screwdrivers here. Go ahead and put it in there, and just boop, pop it all the way up. And when you pop it all the way up, it will completely cut off the fuel pump. Now, you could just take out the relay, but honestly, I don't know why you'd want to. Again, it is easier, I guess, but whatever. This works too. So, alright, guess it's out of fuel. There you go. Problem solved. Oh, by the way. Hit me up. Okay, so. Still getting over a sickness, and it's like 35 degrees out, so I'm not really sure why I'm doing this. But it's my only off day for the next week. So, had to do something. Alright. And now the teardown process will begin. It's going to be a little bit annoying because I can't film and do it at the same time because I still don't have a tripod because I'm still poor. So, with that being said, I'll cut it, do the stuff, bring it back, film, then you'll see what I did. Well, I'm a little pissed off because it turns out that my injectors, my lovely new injectors, actually will not fit, and the reason being is because of the, I mean, it'll fit in the block, obviously, but, because I mean, look, it's so much better, but the connector itself will not fit, because the way that, you know, that's all ovally and stuff, and it'll fit right over it. Yeah, no, I tried. It just doesn't want to, I mean, you can, no, it's not gonna work. So, a little disappointed. Those are kind of expensive. But, whatever, I can make a return anyway. But all that still needs to come apart anyway, so it's not like I'm losing that much. It's just annoying. But whatever. It happens. So as it turns out, I was actually wrong, which is actually a very crazy concept. So, you do not need to take off this fuel rail in order to get to these, because apparently these will just bend out of the way for you, just cause. So, I'm in the process of taking this very first one off here. That driver's side is going to be even worse to do. But apparently these are 7mm bolts. Everything else is 8. It's either 8 or 10 because, you know, that's just how it is, I guess. I don't know. But kind of difficult to see it in this lighting. Not the best lighting in the world. Of course, I got this lamp that's lighting up all the wrong stuff here. Sure, that'll work. Alright. Anyway. So, now that that's unplugged, this is supposed to just like pop out or something. So, it's just in a bit of an awkward position here. Sure you can see. Yeah. Ta-da. Strange. Okay, let's compare it. A little different. But just a little different. It looks like the section here on this one is just a little bit longer than the one over here. And the boot may be longer in general. No, not really. Well, either way, it's going in the car. So, but those. So I'm going to take all of the ones out on this side, put new stuff in, then take all of the stuff out on that side, put new stuff in, and then I'll just pick up where we left off. So next time you see this, expect to see all of the plugs on the passenger side out and me taking out the spark plug over here so I can show you how that's going to work. Alright, one integral thing that I do want to mention. When you're putting your spark plugs in, please, for the love of God, put anti-seize on the threads. Don't be like the police department that had my car and just pop them in there, because, oh man, that's a pain in the ass. Now, I've got brand new plugs in there that you can't see. Yeah, okay, that's just not gonna work, but whatever. Plugs are in, you can just take my word for it. Now, another important thing is when you are putting in the new coils, or same old ones, doesn't matter. When you're doing that, put some dielectric grease inside there. I'll go ahead and give you a good example here if I can find it. There it is. A drawer of goodies. Why? Anyway, some of that. And then once you finish fighting it and retrieve it from the drawer, you go ahead and grab on your new or old coil unplug thing. And since there's some chilling right there, we'll just... That's pretty much all you need, really. Well, maybe smear it around just a little bit. Alright, now, for the moment of truth. Okay. Don't smoke those. It's bad for your health. Go just slide the sucker right on in there forward. There we go. And it'll pop on over the spark plug. And then you'll just kind of gently press it on. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's it. That's all you gotta do. It should make contact, and then you'll be set. There you go. Alright, so passenger side is completed. Got new plugs in already, and the new coil on plugs on as well. Everything is down, tightened, and connected. And now, of course, to start on the driver's side, which I don't have enough light to see on the camera anyway. I can see perfect in person. This should be a lot easier than the passenger side. And the reason why I did that is because, first of all, I didn't know what I was getting into, but second of all, in theory, you should always start with the hardest part first, so the rest of it goes by really easily and you're not frustrated and burnt out. So I accidentally did that, but it works out anyway. Oh yeah, you like that? It's my new diesel Crown Victoria. Alright, so we'll go ahead and... So I got this side all done up, taken care of now. I gotta say, it looks a little bit better, but it's gonna run better, that's the question. So, gonna prime that fuel pump up. Alright. Ta-da! Non-fuel too, so that's not really a good thing. Alright, let's diagnose the issue, shall we? Alright. I diagnosed it, and I think I may have fixed it. I think it enjoys... Perhaps, maybe because it's a Crown Victoria that loves to roam and run and like have a whole bunch of horsepower. All 250 horses of it. I'm gonna go ahead and slow her down. Just beat on it real quick. So everything works. I think what the problem was, it just needed to relearn the proper air-fuel ratio, I guess. I don't know why. Maybe it needed to relearn the proper spark timing or something. I don't know. Because I put new coil-on plugs on, so it probably just had to relearn. Since they're new, you know, it was probably like, oh, I don't really know too much about this, but let me just get used to it real quick. So I let it idle for a little bit, and it smoothed out. Then it warmed up, took it for a drive. As you can see, it's running just fine. So, hey, I mean, I'm happy. So, it should be good. So that does indeed conclude this video. Quick little video, sort of, not really. I'm sure once I edit it all together, it'll probably be another 20-minute thing, just because that's how it always ends up. But, oh well, it's all set. That makes me happy. I will post an update later on, of course, to see if any coil unplug things ended up being fouled, or you know, if they go bad. Because I did read some not so good reviews, and I thought maybe that might be what happened with me earlier, but no, I think the car just needed to smooth out and figure out what was going on. But thank you very much for watching. I do appreciate it, and even though this has been a long time between videos, I appreciate the folks that came back to check it out. So thank you very much, and of course I will be seeing you all at another point in time in the future.